Hello friends, this is a simple Ansible tutorial, and Ansible Tower is a web-based solution that make an even more easy to use for the IT teams, and it is a tower. The tower is free to usage up to 10 nodes. Alright, and if we need more than 10 nodes, it's licensed, and we need to pay for that. And the main features of the Ansible is it's provide push button access to run jobs to users and teams, and so that we just need to click on a button to run a playbook. So it is an easy feature. And the next feature is a real-time output of the playbook runs, so that it easily to visualize the output and troubleshoot. Next feature is easily perform one of the tasks like applying critical patches or restarting misbehaving services. This is an important feature of the Ansible Tower. And next feature is scheduled, future and repeating jobs. Like if we need to restart every one specific service in at night time, we just schedule this in Ansible Tower. It's an important feature. Next is graphical inventory management, so that we can easily manage the management nodes. It's also important features. And also the main important feature is pull and deploy projects from source control like Git SVN. It's a great feature of the Ansible Tower. Next is the installation requirement of the Ansible Tower, and it supporting OS are Red Hat 6, Red Hat 7, CentOS 6 and CentOS 7, and Ubuntu 12, Ubuntu 14, and also the latest version of the Ubuntu's are also supported. And the minimum RAM recommended is 2 GB RAM, and 4 GB RAM also recommended for this Ansible Tower. And the hard disk is 20 GB hard disk is minimum for installation, and the CPU is 64-bit support is to get for Ansible Tower. And next is the Ansible Tower lab setup. Here I will use Ansible Tower server has CentOS server with hostname Ansible.non and IP address 192.160.1.127, and I use here 3 management hosts. First is CentOS 7, second is SUSE, and third is Windows 2012. Right, with the host name and IP address specified. Then next is tower installation scenario. The Ansible Tower have one API backend and a database, and here this both are in the same machine, so don't need to worry. It's not complicated, it's a simple process, has an integrated installation. So all are in a single machine. Ansible Tower all are in a single machine, so installation is very easy. So I will go to my lab setup scenario. I used VM virtual box for this purpose, and this is the Ansible server, Ansible.net, and this is the CentOS server, and this is the SUSE server, and this is the Windows server. And first we need to check is that the network adapter. The network adapter is in bridged mode. Please ensure all the network adapter are in bridged nodes, otherwise it will not communicating with each other, right? So ensure all the network adapter are in bridged nodes. If it is not, then switch it to bridged node. No, okay, fine, it's fine. So the networking is fine. Next is we need to set up the etc host file in the Ansible. This is my Ansible server, and this is my if go to the now terminal, come from terminal, and this is the Ansible server terminal. This is the CentOS terminal, and this is SUSE terminal, and this is the Windows server, which is this. Now first is come to the Ansible server and set up the etc host file. Update all the IP address and host name in the etc host file of all servers. It's an important step. So first update all this information in etc host file. I already updated this, now it's fine. Next is the installation. So for installing Ansible Tower, first we need to use these commands. Just wget the package, just wget the package from the Ansible. Just use the commands, and after wgetting it will after downloading it will come here. Then just extract the file using tar minus xvf. Yes, now it's now just go to the tower folder, then update. The next important step is to update the inventory file. In inventory file there is some password. We need to update the password of the control panel of the Ansible Tower. First I just put Red Hat as password. Also update the password of the databases PostgreSQL and RabbitMQ. So update the password as well. I just update 3 passwords, right? Admin password, Redis password and PG password. Just update this password in the inventory file. That is all. Next is the installation. Just run this setup file. It's all. Now it start installing Ansible Tower. It will take some time to install Ansible Tower, up to maximum half an hour. It will automatically install all the requirement packages. So wait for. Now the installation is completed. Now next is to log in to the web GUI. Just put the IP here, and you will prompt for the username and password. The username is the and password is the that we set in the inventory file. As before we run the setup file, we just update something in the inventory file. That is the username and password of this tower, and username is here. The username is admin and the password is Red Hat. I just put it that. Now in the next it will automatically shows the licensing information. Here it will not show because I already updated the license. For licensing, you just first you go to the Ansible official website, and it will ask for the username, and you will just update all this information and submit it, and then submit the free license trial. And now after that the Ansible Red Hat will automatically send a mail to you with a license. You see the license in the attachment. You just attached here using this browse and select this license file. That's all, and update the license. Here the license is basic license and with 10 nodes available. That's all. Now we need to create. Next the license is completed. Now next is this is the lab agenda. First we create the project, and then we create the credential, then we create the inventory, then create the job template and run the job template. This is our step. So first we need to create a project. Before creating a project, first we need to go to this folder projects and create a folder called tower project. Just create and change the ownership to all. This is all. Now the next step is create the project from the GUI. Just add, go to the project and press add. Now you can see, just put any name. This is first project, and choose the SVN type. Here if we use the normal YAML file in the server, then use manual. If there is other options like JIT, if you need to download the YAML file from the JIT, you can use this option. Just choose what you want. Here I choose manual because my YAML file is in the Ansible Tower server, so I just use I already create the folder. Select the folder tower project, then press save. That's all. The first step is completed. The creating the project section is completed. Now next section is creating the credential, right? So that to create a credential, first we go to the settings, then go to credential. I already create lines. I delete one. Go to the credential and then add, put any name, Linux. Before creating the credential, we need to one more thing in the Ansible server. We need to generate a key, SSH key in the Ansible server. So that to generate the key, use this command SSH keygen. Press enter. That's all. It will generate the key inside the directory called root.sh. You can see two keys are generated, ID underscore RSA. This is a private key and this is ID underscore RSA dot pub is a public key. And we need first we need to copy these keys into the node 1 and node 2 to make passwordless authentication to that server. So that use this command sh copy ID root at .net. Password. Now it will copy the this keys the key to the node 1.net. Now next is a copy to the node 2.net. Just put the password of the, that's all. Now you can see we can log in to the node 1 without password. That's all. Also check node 2. Yes, now it's all correct. Now next is a copy the ID underscore RSA private key in the clipboards. Just copy the. Important is that don't put any spaces. Now we put the Linux add credential, put the name Linux, and next is the credential type. We choose machine. Just put username as root, then copy the SSH private key that we copied here from here, just paste in here. That's all. Only four things need to update: the name, machine type, the username, and SSH private key. Then save. That's all. Now you can see the Linux credential is now here. This is our newly generated Linux credential. Now next is the inventory, creating inventory. Inventory is nothing, it's just management host we need to run playbooks. So we create in the first project inventory, just put any name, right? And this is our inventory. Then inside this inventory we create groups called we need in this case we have 3 groups. One is our you can see we use 3 management nodes host, SUSE, CentOS, Windows. So we create 3 groups. First is the CentOS group, just save CentOS group. Inside this CentOS group we need to add a host, CentOS host, right? Just add. Node, this is node 1, CentOS host is node 1.net, right? Just add it, save it, that's all. And now we go back and we created a group called CentOS, and inside this group we have host called node1.net, and we need to check whether this is correct, is this node 1 is connected to the Ansible server. In order to check that, we just put tick here and put run commands. And now we are going to use ping module to check whether the machine is connected, this node 1 is connected to the Ansible server. Machine credential is Linux. Just update 3 things, module, then here machine credential, and just launch. Now you can see the output of the ping, whether the host is connected. Now you can see success. It can say that the node 1 is successfully connected to the Ansible machine. Now next is to add the SUSE. So in inventory, first groups project, select the groups. Now we already add CentOS. Next add the SUSE group, just put SUSE. And next is adding the host. Inside this SUSE group we add SUSE host. Just add SUSE host name is node 2.net, right? Just select tick here and run commands. Choose ping module, then choose the credential as Linux. That's all. Then press launch. Then it will show the output of the ping command. Yeah, it's success. Now the 2 machine is connected successfully. Now next is creating a job template. Now the first 3 steps are completed successfully. Windows will be covering after this, because it's a different way of doing in Windows. So first we will do Linux machines. Now before creating the template, we need to update the YAML file inside this folder. So I just put some example YAML file for CentOS and SUSE. This is a simple YAML file to install Apache. In this slide, the last dot is wrong, so you don't need to copy that file. Just go to the file, our project directory, var lib awx projects, tower project, right? Create a file called httpd CentOS .yml. Paste the now I created a YAML file. Just next is to add CentOS YAML file, add the job CentOS httpd and select the inventory, first project inventory, select the project, first project. Now choose a playbook. CentOS httpd YAML is my playbook name, and the important thing is that the inside this CentOS httpd I put the host space CentOS. This is the name, which this is a group name, right? We created in the inventory file in first project, we created a group called CentOS. Inside this group we just created a host called node1.net, and this group name is CentOS. Be sure with that. Next is choose a conventional called Linux. That's all up to this job template. So first put the name, then choose the inventory, choose the project, and choose the YAML file, and choose the credential. That's all. Then save this template. Now our job is saved for the installing the Apache in the CentOS. Now we need to run this job against the node1.net. So in order to run the job, just press this rocket button. Yeah, it's now running successfully. Yeah, this setup is gathering task, installing the Apache. Yes, the Apache is installed in the node successfully, right? That's all up to CentOS. Now for SUSE, that is now here the Apache is installed. Also yeah, Apache installed. Now here in the SUSE, this is a node 2.net. You need to install Apache in this server. So in order to install Apache, here we created another YAML file called copy the YAML file from here and put it in here. Just put it in here, and the YAML file is created successfully. Now we need to, the important thing is that we just updated host equal to SUSE, that we created a group. This is the group name which we created in the inventory. We ensure that this name host space SUSE we just created in the inventory, right? This is CentOS, this is SUSE. Now create a job called SUSE httpd inventory. Select the inventory, select the project, first project, select the playbook, that is SUSE httpd, select the credential Linux. That's all. Then save this. Then next is run the SUSE http template. Just press this rocket button. That's all. It will automatically run. It is installing. some issue with the package. Wait, let me check the issue. Now I am going to run again the it's a some using the SUSE package. Now the installation is successful for the SUSE. That's all up to the Linux server. Now next section is Windows server. It will see the next section. Okay, thank you friends.